it's Gina from orchidandopal.com. I am back today with the December dollar bead box monthly subscription, and I also have the dollar bead bag inside, which is an add-on to the subscription. To get all the details about it, I will leave the link right down below that will take you to their website. You can learn more about the cost and shipping and all those sorts of things. And I also have a coupon code. It's ORCHID2, and I will leave that down below as well. That is good off of anything on their site, so that includes the subscription, or if you make a purchase of beads, for example, from their store, or even want to sign up for an annual membership. You do have to be either a member or a subscriber in order to shop their store, and the subscription is a great way to sample a lot of the different things that Dollar Bead Box has to offer, including lots and lots of check fire polish beads in all different sizes, and you can check out the Dollar Bead Box playlist that I have to see lots of videos going back for several years. But let's go ahead and get into this one. All right, so here is the dollar bead bag on the top. That, of course, is the $8 a month add-on where you get 8 different strands of beads. These are all fire polish. You get 4 3mm size and 4 4mm size. And then underneath that, we have the actual dollar bead box, which we will get into next. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dollar bead bag for the month of December 1st and see what selection of strands we got in this month. All right, we're going to start out with our 3mm strands, and the one that shows up first on the list is called Blue Violet, and it's this one with this kind of combination of an aqua blue and that lavender violet purple that covers most of the crystal clear fire polish underneath. We have that classic smooth and glossy coating, and this is one of a lot of different variegated fire polish beads that they have to offer. Our next selection here is called Metallic Green Iris, and as you can see, this one's got a lot of different colors popping up over the top of that deep olive green base, including metallics like gold and bronze, and we also have some colorful magenta, teal, blue, green, a little bit of purple, and that extra reflective coating. Next up, we have the Matte Jet AB, so you can see that these aren't quite as reflective and glossy. They have a more toned down finish that gives the AB a softer look. That's the splashes of blues and purples and golds you're seeing show up on some of the beads, with the base being jet black. And our fourth selection for the 3mm is called Matte Blue Iris. So another one of these iris strands. You see all the different blues and greens, a little bit of purple showing up. Kind of reminds me of the colors you would expect to see in a peacock. And another matte strand, so a little bit more of a toned down metallic without as much of a reflective and shiny coating. And up next, we have 4 strands of 4mm size fire polish beads. This first one is called Lilac Fuchsia, so it's similar to the blue violet we saw in the 3mm, just a different color combination. We still have some of the purple, that's the lilac in the name there, and then we get that hot pink that's combined with that over the top of these crystal clear beads. Next up, we have Matte Green Iris. So we had the metallic green iris in the 3mm variety. Now we have the matte metallic. So this is definitely more toned down. You can put these side by side and see that this is the same color, except this one, of course, isn't nearly as shiny as the 3mm. Next is the Matte Rainbow Iris. So we're getting a lot of these iris coated shades. Some of them are very similar. This one has a lot of similarities to the Matte Blue Iris that we saw above. Of course, the coating's different. This one's just referred to as Rainbow Iris. So we see perhaps a slight difference in the coating, but another one of those strands that reminds me of the colorful peacock feathers. And then our fourth strand, this is the Matte Bronze Iris. This one definitely has more of a bronzy appearance overall, but you still get those hints of other colors and metallics showing up on parts of the beads in more of a random but interesting way. So this is a good example of what you can expect to see in the dollar bead bag every month if you choose to add that on to your box subscription. Fire polish beads, especially in the 3 and 4 millimeter, are so versatile to use in lots of different types of bead weaving projects, so it's always great to stock up on those. And this gives you a way to sample different color options that you can go back and reorder on dollarbeadbox.com for just $1 a piece. So that's another perk of being a subscriber, is you get that awesome $1 per strand price on most items. So bringing back the box, we have some information at the top in this paper. The back of it has the list of the contents of everything that's included, so you know what you got, especially if you wanted to order more. Just giving you information here on the front about some new items that are included. They have some Millefiori beads and they have some tiara cast in their special deal section, as well as some semi-precious mother of pearl chips, which sounds interesting. Always fun to see what's new on their site. And of course, all of their contact info and social media. And then on the back of that is where our list is, so we know everything that we are going to look at. At the top, of course, we have our collection of strands, and then we have additional items down here at the bottom, and it looks like they've included a little bonus also. So as we go through the box, keep in mind that this is a great way to sample all the different things that are available at Dollar Bead Box. So you're not going to get a themed box every month like a lot of subscriptions, which are coordinated by a color palette or an idea. This one lets you try a lot of different things, including quite a bit of check glass, sometimes gemstones, sometimes metallic components, sometimes stringy material, which can be also beneficial if you are more of a newer beader and you want to kind of see what types of things you enjoy playing with and get to try out a lot of different things without getting too much of one thing at once, and then knowing that you can go back and order more of something that you really like for a very good price. So here is a peek at what's inside of the box once you unwrap the tissue paper. I'm going to go ahead and get organized, and then we'll take a closer look at all of these items one at a time. Some beautiful strands to take a look at this month. One of my favorite sections to look at is the different strands. The first two are check glass pearls, and I just decided to put these together. I think the two shades of green actually look really pretty together. The 3 millimeter one is the pastel mint. There's 40 pieces, and you also get a 40-piece strand of the 4 millimeter in the color olive. And these are the check glass pearls, which are in great shape and have that beautiful pearlescent sheen to them. Next is a 5 millimeter size strand of fire polish beads. These are the dark aqua merrier, or they could be the blue zircon vitriol. So I believe I have that dark aqua, and there's 25 pieces on this strand. You can see how parts of the bead are letting a lot more light through where you don't have that merrier coating, and then you get that reflective coating popping up on parts of the beads. We have another check fire polish strand. This one is a 6 millimeter size, and it's called turquoise silver travertine. There's 20 pieces on this one, and I like that we also get some of the larger fire polish sizes to work with, especially if you're also a subscriber of the bag. Not to say you won't get 3 or 4s mixed in there as well sometimes, but typically you see some of these larger sizes pop up in the box. This is gorgeous with that blue turquoise in the background, some beads being a little bit darker blue, some being a little bit lighter than others, and then you get that dappled travertine finish, giving us a little bit of a metallic sheen over the top. All right, our next strand has the white opal check daisy spacer beads. These are a 6 millimeter compressed round. They have that fluted edge, which gives them that appearance of a daisy spacer or a flower that's turned on its side. You get 60 pieces. This is quite a long strand, and you get that classic white opal that you expect to see in the check glass. When you see the term opal in the name, you get that milky sort of appearance as opposed to a very transparent bead. And then next up, you just gotta love the name of this one. This is called the Check Glass Squishy Bicone, and the color is going to be either jonquil or peridot. I got the jonquil, this buttery yellow color, and it is kind of like a squishy bicone. It's like somebody took one of the normal check glass Lucerna bicones in the same size and gave it a little squeeze to give it more of a compressed shape. So it's fun to see something different like that pop up. And also, the last strand we have in this section is one containing the check glass melon beads in crystal aqua with gold wash. These are an 8mm, more chunkier size bead, the largest size of bead that we've gotten in our strand combination this month. They are gorgeous. They have that ribbed edging with the gold wash that settles into those grooves. And we have 15 pieces on this one. And I'll just hold that up for you so you can see how the light passes through that a little bit. It's like a really light robin's egg blue color. All right, now we're getting into our additional items, and the first bag we have contains a 19 by 24mm pewter Celtic style knot charm. This is an antique silver. There's one piece. There's a look at that. This actually has quite a high quality feel to it. It feels thick, but the metal is also smooth and very sturdy, and that's one of those components that gives you a lot of opportunities for wire wrapping or beading around because there's so many different openings around this round Celtic knot. And then of course you also have the loop at the top. Next we have two check table cut beads. These are in opaque blue and purple with travertine. They are a 12mm size. And these are all going to be just a little bit different, and the front and the back will be different as well. So you can see that table cut glass has a combination of the kind of grayish purple and the deep blue that is framed with the travertine finish around it and kind of sets off that color inside. And flipping those over, there's a look at the other sides of the beads, so you can see that mine are quite different in terms of the color that shows up in the center. Our next bag contains the check tabular square beads that are 6mm in size. These are in robin's egg blue, which is funny because I just said that name above and I didn't even notice that the list had said that. So these are actually like a sky blue color. They are a square bead, not a cube, so they're a flatter shape and pretty small. You can see the hole there that runs right through the center. One way I like to use beads that are this shape is in types of leather cuff bracelets where you have a strip going down either end. These flat and consistently shaped beads make an excellent choice for bracelets. And then next we have a bag containing the brass ear wires with ball and coil. These are silver plated. There's 8 pieces inside, so enough for 4 pairs of earrings. And I don't have to take these out. Most of us are familiar with what these ear wires look like. They have a bright, shiny, silvery appearance, and just another example of the types of things that you can find on Dollar Bead Box, including findings like ear wires and clasps and connectors and all different sorts of things. Our next selection is a pair of 2 gorgeous check glass vintage style hearts. These are opaque white rainbow iris and they are a 12mm size. They're giving off kind of an opalescent look with the rainbow iris finish that they have over the white glass, which is quite lovely. These vintage style hearts, they remind me of like a box of chocolates or something when you see them in the heart-shaped box. The hole runs up and down through the center of the bead. They are the same on the front and the back. And lots of detail with these check pressed glass beads in their different shapes and combinations. Those are so pretty though. Our next bag contains 1 check fire polish bead, a larger piece though. This is a 12mm size and the color is called Crystal Volcano. That is really neat. You see that there's some flashes of different colors showing up depending on which part of the bead you're looking at. You see some gold, and then you all of a sudden see some red and magenta showing up, and then some yellow. And part of the bead has that silvery metallic coating, and then when you turn that over, you get that reflective and interesting colorful effect. That's pretty cool. Next up, we have a pair of Howlite hexagon beads, 9 by 10mm in size. So there's a closer look at these hexagons. I like the fact that they've sent us 2, so you could use those in a pair of earrings if you wanted to. And they are in the turquoise variety, kind of imitating actual turquoise stones. And unlike a lot of howlite that I've seen, these have a really smooth and glossy coating over the top. And then in our next bag, we have a selection of check butterflies. These are in blue opal rainbow iris with silver wash. They are a 12 by 15 millimeter size, and we get 4 pieces included. So here you can see that kind of purplish blue, kind of periwinkle colored glass that lets some of the light through underneath of the silver wash, which is settling into the grooves of the details of those butterflies. And the hole runs through the center of the bead up and down the body of that butterfly. Our next bag is holding the 16 by 20 millimeter check glass trapezoids in green luster. There's 2 pieces, as you can see. These are an interesting shape. I don't think I've seen these before. They are pretty flat with that hole which runs through the length of the bead. These are called green luster, and you can see how they are mostly clear. They just have that dusting of an olive green over the top. And then next we have some blue-red check glass tabular coins. These are 10 millimeters in size, and there's 4 pieces included. You could get this color, or you could also get a color called blue-black. These remind me of little buttons, but they have one hole that runs through the center of the bead. The flat disc-like shape has a mixture of the 2 different colors, whichever choice that you happen to receive. And this is actually a really unexpectedly beautiful combination to me with this sort of light blue with the maroon combination. All the beads are a little bit different, and also they're different on either side, just depending on how the colors of the glass came together. Our last item before the bonus is an 8 by 9 millimeter tiara cast bunny. This is antique silver plated, and there's 2 pieces included. These are absolutely adorable. I love tiara cast products. They're high quality. They're so tiny, and I do actually have 2 rabbits, by the way. They are a lion head crossbreed, so they have kind of fluffy faces, and it's really fun to see them interact. So fun little pieces for the bunny lover in your life. They have a hole that goes right through the center of the bunny, and it looks like they are the same on both sides. And again, nice that you get 2 of those. You could use those in a pair of earrings. And then the final item is a bonus. It says these are 11 by 17 millimeter check glass pine trees, green with silver wash. So here's a look at these up close. That deep green kind of reminds me of sea glass, the way that it has that frosty appearance. And then of course you have that metallic silver settling into these pressed glass shapes, yet another one of the many pressed glass shapes that we have seen, especially in the dollar bead box. So that is everything for the month of December. Definitely a good indication of the types of things that you'll see if you decide to sign up. Not a themed or color coordinated palette by any means, but just a great way to see what they have in their shop. And besides the strands and bags of items like you saw today, they also have a special deal section where you can find things like special pricing on 1 pound check glass bead mixes. I've done some sorting videos here in the past. You can also find bulk buys of, say, 100 strands of 3 millimeter or 4 millimeter fire polish bead strands. So all kinds of things there. But again, you do have to either be a member or a subscriber in order to view their shop and to be able to make a purchase. And the link to the subscription will be right down below the video, along with that coupon code that you can use to save $2 off any order or membership or subscription purchase. So all in all, another fun and interesting assortment of check glass beads in the form of strands and bagged items, all different shapes, all different colors, in addition to some metallic components and tiara cast. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this month's box or the subscription or anything else you'd like to say. I always love to hear from you. And don't panic if you haven't gotten your box yet. If you are a subscriber, this is one of those boxes that ships out at different times for different people, depending on when in the month you actually signed up initially for your subscription. So there's still lots of time left potentially until this one arrives. But hopefully this gave you a good heads up as to what's included, or if you are new to this subscription, helped you see what this one's all about, gave you a close-up look at what you could expect. A huge thank you to you all for watching. I love having you here. You make it much more fun for me to unbox these since I'm able to enjoy them with you. and I hope to see you again soon, so definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to hit the big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and also share with your other bead-loving friends. But I'll be back again real soon. Until next time, though, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.